Hello everyone. So in the last video we have seen how we can do this delete mapping. So using Postman, what we have done is in this existing array we just try to delete a particular element or particular member or particular staff using the staff ID, right? So we knew that we need a tool like Postman for that because our browser is not enough for delete scenario. So you understood how we can do it, and we have done it with Postman, right? So if you are not aware of that, please go watch the last video and come back to this video. So in this video, what we are going to do is like, okay, let's say here we are getting a single staff by hard coding for our learning purposes. Then here in the second get mapping, we are returning the staff list of staffs that has been defined at the start of the initial state of the program. So in the third scenario, delete mapping endpoint or delete mapping API, what we are doing is we are taking a staff ID as a path variable, and we are using the staff ID, we are removing the particular staff from this list of staffs. Okay, so today we will add one more endpoint to add staff. That means to this existing let's say list, we are going to add the new staff. So what we are going to do is we are going to have another endpoint for that. The user is going to pass a staff data. That particular staff is going to be added into the staffs list. Then using this get mapping, we will read the current staff list and see whether the new staff has been successfully added or not. So what I will do is I'm going to write a new endpoint, and I'm going to use an annotation first. So for this, if you want to add the data, we always have to use something called post mapping. So this is called post mapping. That means I'm trying to post a data to the system. So again, here we have value, and let's have a value of, let's say, okay, I'm sorry. Let's say insert, and I need to have a front / also for that. Okay, then what I do is I will say public void, and I will say add staff. Okay, then what we are going to do is the user is going to send a staff object, right, through the request. Because how we can add the staff from the UI or from wherever you are, we are going to, that means the user interface, we are going to, for us, that is Postman. Now from that user interface or Postman, we are going to send a staff object, and the staff object is going to be stored in the list of staffs. So inside the method, we are going to say a staff object is going to come from the user, add it to the staffs list, like that we are going to say. So how we are going to do is we are going to have an add, and we are going to say request body. Okay, that means with the user's call, API call hit, there will be a request body coming towards you. That will be a staff object. So we will say then staff, and we will give a name for the data. So simply saying this is the data type, and this is the method parameter name. So this is the method parameter name and data type and name, but we are annotating it with add request body. That means we will know with the request we will get this particular object. Okay, so once the particular object is coming with the request, we need to add it into the staffs array. So how to do it? Staffs dot add, and you will add this staff. Okay, copy and paste. So that's all, right? So basically when we are going to hit the call, user call or API call, we have to send a request body that has the staff data of a particular one staff object, single object, and that object will be added into the staffs list. So once it is done, we will try to call this get staffs method using this route, and we will see whether inside the final list that particular staff has been added or not. Okay, so what I will do is I will build the application first. So the build is successful, so and I will run it now. So the application is up and running. Tomcat started on port 8080 and started the application. Okay, so what I will do is first I will open my Postman and I will simply go to my get call, get all the staffs, right? Call, and I will send a request. Okay, and I'm seeing 3 data: first data, second data, and third data. So 3, because when we are initializing the staffs list, we are hard codingly sent 3. We are hard coding 3 objects, right? So now what we are going to do is we are using our post mapping methodology, or that new functionality. We are going to add one more staff to this list. Okay, so first what I will do is I will create a new collection. New endpoint. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to click new HTTP, and it is our scenario is a post, right? It's a post mapping, right? So what I have to do is I have to, here in the drop down, I have to select post. Okay, and our URL is as usual HTTP localhost 8080, and here I have to add my route. Okay, let me go and see it. So my route is /insert. Okay, so I will type /insert. Okay, now there's a problem. What it is, in contrast to other methodologies or other routes, here we need a request body, right? Why? Because this method is expecting a body from the user, a data from the user. We have to send it. Okay, so how to send it? Let me show you how to do it. Okay, here you can see an option called body, right? So click it. Okay, and click row here, RAW, and the format comes as JSON. Okay, you can select different formats, but for the moment go for JSON format. Okay, here you have to send the staff data. So how we can send this, first we will go to our get method and see the existing staff data. There are 3 staff data available, right? So we will take one from here and we will modify it. Okay, so let's take Harry's data from the starting and the end with all the 3 fields. So copy it and come to your post method. In the body row, paste it, and now change the values. Okay, so let's change the name as, let's say, Rose. Okay, and ID, let's say 7777, and age, let's say 28. Okay, so there's a new staff now we have called name Rose, staff ID 7777, and age 28. Okay, so since this is the same structure of what we have got from the get method, there may not be any mistakes on this structure. Okay, so this should work. So we have a body now that can be taken as a parameter inside the method. Okay, so I'm going to send the data and I'm getting a status 200. Okay, that means success. So it must have been sent by now. So how I can verify whether this has been successfully posted inside the staffs list? I have a method called, I have an endpoint for that, right? Get endpoint for getting all the staff's data. So I will call it again and see whether Rose has been added to the list. Now let's see that. You can obviously see the Rose has been added to the list as the last member. So we have Harry, Jax, Peter, and now Rose also came. Staff name Rose, staff ID 7777, and age 28. That means the scenario has worked successfully. The request body staff has been accepted with the object of our Rose, right? And it has been added into the list. That's all, guys. I will meet you in the next video.